So find the remainder when this cubic here is divided by x minus 2. So if you remember, right, you need to substitute in a value here to actually work out what the remainder is. And to get that value, what I do is I say, look, x minus 2, this is if I'm solving it, equals to 0, yeah? When you go like a bracket equals to 0. And then, of course, x would equal to 2. Okay, so that's all you do, is whatever that is there, put it equals to 0, take it over, and then you've got your x value. So we sub that in, okay? So we put it in there, so x cubed means 2 cubed, x squared means 2 squared, and then you've got the 2 there, and then minus 2. Now it's very important you appreciate you are only cubing the x, right? So if x is 2, that's all you're cubing. You're not cubing the 7, you're just cubing the x, which is 2. And the same there, you're just squaring the 2, okay, not the 4. It just says x squared, isn't it? So that's what we do, we square the x value there, which is 2. So get my calculator, type that in one go. Take away 4 times 2 squared plus 2 minus 2. So that looks right to me, and I press equals, and it comes out as 40. That will give me the remainder, okay? Whatever that comes out to is the remainder. Part B then, it says show that x plus 3 is a factor of this. We do exactly the same thing now, right? But if you think about it, if it's a factor, then what are we going to expect with regards to the remainder? Okay, if it's a factor, it means it's going to divide into it perfectly, which means there won't be any remainder. So show that there won't be any remainder. So x plus 3 is sort of, it's like our solution, isn't it? Put it equals to 0. So if we've got x plus 3 equals 0, take the 3 over, it becomes minus 3. So that's what we're going to sub in here. So minus 3 all cubed, plus 4 times minus 3 all squared, minus 17 times minus 3, take away 60. So my calculator, minus 3 all cubed, plus 4 times minus 3 squared, minus 17 times minus 3, minus 60, and indeed it comes out to be 0, which means the remainder is 0. And if the remainder is 0, it divides into it perfectly. So we can say, therefore, x plus 3 is a factor. Okay? It says then, hence factorize this. Well, if x plus 3 is a factor, we can actually use that word properly then. We're using the previous answer to factorize it. Okay, so that's going to be one bracket solution to this. So we can say, look, this is equal to bracket x plus 3. But of course we're going to have another 2 brackets. Now I don't know what those other 2 brackets are, okay, right? But there should be 3 brackets, okay? Bit like with a quadratic. When you've got a quadratic, an x squared, you've got 2 brackets, haven't you? We get 2 brackets, but with a cubic, power 3 is the highest, so we've got 3 brackets. Now I don't know what the other 2 are, but if there's 2 brackets, when you've got 2 brackets, when you multiply the 2 brackets out, you get a quadratic. You get something x squared, something x, and a constant. Now, what's good is, right, the x squared will always, whatever's in front of that x cubed will be what's in front of the x squared there. So, because there's a 1 in front of that x cubed, there's going to be a 1 in front of that x squared. So I can just write 1x squared, or I can just put it as x squared, yeah? Okay, so that's how it always works. If you think about it, when you multiply this out, x times x squared, that will give you the x cubed here. And then we got something x plus a constant, so we'd say plus bx plus c. Now the idea is now to work out what b and c are, okay? We can do that by looking at what's in front of the x squared here to start with. We've got 4 there, 4 in front of the x squared. Okay, so let's see what we'd get in front of the x squared there here. Now what would we need to multiply to get the x squared? Well, we need to, if you think about it, we need to multiply the x by the bx, yeah? X times the bx, that would give me bx squared. So in front of the x squared is a b. And then what, you know, because that's sorted with the x. But what about the 3? The 3 would multiply by something, wouldn't it? The 3 would multiply by the x squared, wouldn't it? Yeah? Okay, that would give me x squared. So 3 times x squared, which means I've got a 3 in front. Okay, so I've got a plus 3 there. So 4 is what's in front of the x squared here, and b plus 3 is what will be in front of the x squared here. That means then that b has got to be 1, isn't it? If you take that 3 over, you get b So that means b is equal to 1. To work out what c is, you just look at the value here at the end, right? Now I've got minus 60 as my constant. Now how do I get just a constant from here? What would I need to multiply to get a constant without x's? And what I'd have to multiply, of course, is this 3. I'd have to multiply by that c there, okay? 3 by the c, because anything else will give me an x. So 3 times c is 3c. And that means then, of course, to get c, I just need to take the 3 over and divide. So it'll be minus 60 divided by 3, which is minus 20. So I've got my b and I've got my c. So I can rewrite that as x plus 3, which is my bracket there, x squared plus bx, so we've got 1x, and then c is 20, so minus 20. And then you can factorize out that last bracket, okay? Now 2 brackets here. You need a pair of numbers and multiply to give minus 20, add up to give 1. Now 5 and 4 should do. And because we wanted to add up to give 1, it'd be plus 5 and minus 4. And there's your brackets. It doesn't matter what order you've got these in, so long as you've got those brackets.